Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today this video will be a class on geography and I will be covering two important topics, that is the longitude and the latitude. So before we start, I want you to remember this: longitude means long. So if you take your hand, this is a longitude. So it will pass like vertically on the earth, and latitude is this. So once you have longitude, you can easily remember what latitude is. So let us move on to our full lecture video. Hi guys, let us now simply try to remember what is longitude and latitude. Now longitude is semicircles that pass through the earth. So longitude is something that passes the earth like this. So how can you picture it, or how can you remember when somebody asked you longitude? Remember this O. So if you draw a O on the earth, so that is nothing but longitude. So instead of drawing a full O, if you draw a semi O, that represents longitude. And longitude passes through the earth from North Pole to South Pole. So now coming to latitude, if this is the equator, so since you know what already longitude is, you have to draw lines parallel to the equator. So this will represent what latitude is. So this is simply how to learn how to differentiate longitude and latitude. Because when I was young, I used to get it hard to remember these things. So since you can easily remember O here, you can easily draw longitude and latitude is nothing but it is running parallel to the equator. So you have two T's here, so you can even remember it as an arrow way. So this latitude, you can even picture it in this way. So this will help you remember things more easily. If you ask me what is the difference between latitude and longitude, both are angular distance. Both are angular distance. Even longitude is also angular distance. Now what do you mean by angular distance? What do you mean by angular distance? So if this is the earth and this is the equator, okay, center of the equator. So now if we draw this equator this way, and suppose we have another latitude that is passing the earth somewhere here, and the angle that this point and this point makes with the center of the earth is known as angular distance. So this is for latitude. So when you are taking angular distance of a latitude, here you are taking it with respect to equator. So but the same thing with longitude. When you're trying to calculate the angular distance, there is something known as a meridian. So because when you're talking about longitude, you do not really come across an equator. People have for a reference taken something known as prime meridian, or this is also known as Greenwich meridian, as a reference point. It was taken as a reference in 1884, because here equator we take it as normal 0 degree, but in longitude we do not have any reference point. So they mark the prime meridian as 0 degree for reference. So here that is what actually you're taking when you are calculating the angular distance of a longitude. If you want to calculate the angular distance of the longitude, first you consider the center of the earth, like you consider the center of the earth here, and now you will consider this prime meridian, this point, and the angle of this 0 degree prime meridian. And suppose you're calculating this one, the first longitude after this prime meridian. So this becomes the angular distance of the longitude. So you're marking it like this. So this is the center of the earth, this is the prime meridian point, and this is that longitude which you're trying to measure. So this is x. So this is nothing but what is called as angular distance. So both longitude and latitude are known as measurement of angular distance, but here the reference is equator when it comes to latitude, and if you take longitude, it is a prime meridian, that is the reference point. To the second difference, these latitudes are known as parallels, since they are passing parallel to the equator, and these are known as meridians, since these are semicircles. If you take this as earth and you mark the equator, and then you have various latitudes that are passing through the earth's surface. So the distance between each 1 degree latitude is measured as 60 69 miles. 69 miles. Since the Earth is a little bulged at the equator and more flatter at the north and south poles, the distance between the latitude increases as we go towards the south pole or the north pole. And at the north pole, so 1 degree, the distance between each latitude is around 68.704 miles. So since you go to the poles, that 1 degree difference will increase to 69.407 miles. So on an average, we take that the difference between each latitude that is separated by 1 degree is equal to 69 miles. Coming to the meridians or the longitude, if we consider Earth, the circumference, you see this circumference, if you draw a circle over here, that is around 25,000 miles. So it is around 25,000 miles. And if we are dividing by the total degree that a circle has, so we will get around 69.1 miles. So this is the value of one longitude, the distance between one longitude to another longitude. Since latitude it increases at the north and south pole, here the reverse happens with longitude. Here what happens is the distance between these two longitude decreases as you go towards the north or south pole, because they will all converge at one single point in the north or the south pole, and because of which here at the equator the distance between these two longitude will be around 69.17 miles. And as you go at around 25 degrees up, so somewhere here, that distance will decrease to 62.73, and furthermore this will decrease, and at the poles, like if you take it at around 75 degrees, somewhere here the distance between two longitude will be around 18 miles, and at the north and the south pole, since they're all converging, it becomes 0. So these are the important difference between longitude and latitude. So the angular distance, how it is calculated, what are parallels, what are meridians, and what do you call as parallels, what do you call as meridians, and where the Greenwich meridian comes into picture, it is with the longitude. The equator comes into picture in the latitude. So I hope this small video will help you to understand better the difference between longitude and latitude. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video.